Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing an update on the Ethereum logarithmic regression curves. So what we're doing here is we're taking previous bear market data and then we're fitting a curve to those accumulation zones to create a mathematical function that can help predict and model out the next future accumulation zones for Ethereum. So if you guys enjoy the content, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. Also consider checking out our sponsors for this channel over at ftx.us. You can check them out in the link in the description below, and through my referral code SNOWYCRYPTO, you can get a 5% discount on your exchange fees. It's a great exchange. Go check them out. The link will be in the description below. So in today's video, I just want to talk about my outlook with the regression curves, where I stand, and in general, what my thoughts are going forward into, say, the next few months. So first, I just want to start off by saying that anywhere within these regression curves, I believe is a phenomenal region to accumulate Ethereum. So currently they range from about $620 to $1,250. It's a pretty wide range, but in general for me, it's more of an accumulation zone to begin DCAing into Ethereum as opposed to one specific price point. And it's, again, not trying to predict the specific bottom per se, but more or less just an accumulation zone where long term it's a good opportunity to accumulate Ethereum for a longer term perspective. Now, I do think we're going to be retesting these bands at some point or another. You can see we have since moved out of the regression curves since my last video. And what I think in general is that we will be having some sort of longer term accumulation phase similar to 2018 and 2019, where we essentially went sideways and accumulated within the regression curve for a very long period of time. Now, that could be towards the top of the band or even towards the middle of the line. In general, I don't think it matters specifically on where that price ends up being, but I just in general need to see a longer term base being formed, because the current bottom in place, it to me does not look like a market cycle bottom, considering how we're just kind of moving straight up off of this low. You can see we're up 2x from this area, and if we were to extend out the general slope of the current move, you can see at this pace we would be reaching an all-time high in October. So to me, this move in the short term is a little bit unsustainable, and for a longer term bottom, we typically see a transition from a big bear trend into some sort of neutral sideways and accumulation zone. So my outlook going into the next few months is in general just going sideways. Maybe we go back into the bands and just generally have a consolidation and accumulation zone to really filter out some of the bear market noise. And then eventually from there, we would have that build up into another cycle where eventually we retest the all-time highs and continue higher. So this is generally my outlook going forward. Again, there's several iterations of this where potentially if we form a double bottom, maybe we have a lower low. It doesn't really matter to me, because from a longer term perspective, I do think that there is a pretty high probability of retesting the all-time highs and hitting that $5,000 level. The risk to reward opportunity anywhere within this band for me is really high, because I do have that longer term conviction of an eventual new all-time high. So I'm not necessarily concerned about trying to time the absolute bottom. I'm going to be taking a DCA approach where I'll be accumulating at the top of the band. If we continue down to the middle of the band, I'll accumulate more. And then in the extremes, if we reach the bottom of the band, that is when I'll accumulate even more. For a multi-year approach, again, I'm not trying to time the specific bottom, because I don't think that is necessary, nor is it realistic. If you were accumulating back in 2018, say at $120, you were buying well up 50% off of the lows. And obviously that wasn't anywhere near the bottom, but it was still a great range to accumulate. Even if, again, you had a short-term negative ROI, from a multi-year perspective, that ended up being a great accumulation spot towards the middle of this regression curve. So that is my approach into the next few months. I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. Once again, you can check out our sponsors over at ftx.us, which is a great exchange. Highly recommend them. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.